Ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand public, New Zealand legend.
Thank you. Thank you, Will.
And in fact, has been. But, mate, so how long have you been up here now?
Oh, just first of all, just would like to acknowledge the fact that Will hasn't made me a coffee. But I've been here for 11 years now.
You lying bastard. I made you a coffee. You finished the coffee, and I gave him one of the muffins that I made, which you liked.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the Muffin Man.
how long have you been?
I've been here 11 years now. Yep.
Have all the kids been born up here?
All the kids have been born up
So
here.
they're all English?
All, they're English. They are English.
With home kindness accents?
Yes.
When they go home, they sort of say, hey, is anyone having tea?
Daddy?
Yeah.
Mummy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do people down here have tea? Anyway.
No, it is very funny with Lucas and Riley. They're really enjoying it. They're loving the sport. They do like it here, but you know, if we can get the New Zealand fix going down to New Zealand, sort of don't want to lose that sort of New Zealand culture, and they still wear bare feet around Windsor, which a lot of people sort of look up at us as parents and sort of question our integrity of living in England. So we sort of keep that New Zealand feel.
Ah, that's beautiful. Anyway, talking about New Zealand, yeah, the Blacks.
Yeah.
Tri-Nations, it was dominated by South Africa, wasn't it? Unusual.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of things sort of happened. A few things boiling under the surface, really, from where we're sitting. And you know, there's a few things. You know, we're greatly anticipated that the All Blacks are going to come here and sort of rectify what happened in the Tri-Nations. But you know, really, the Tri-Nations was, when you consider what South Africa, great side, you know, World Cup, Lion Series, and then back to back. I thought they had a great beginning, because they won All Blacks double header there, and then they beat Australia. So,
but do you think that you know? And this might be just, you know, the English way. I think it would do the Blacks a lot of good. Not a lot of, you know, not something you choose, but you look at the cycle that's been. The Blacks, between World Cups, dominated, best team in the world. You know, they're not at the moment, and I think it's that when you look inside a wee bit harder, you look at every sort of avenue, and I actually think they'll learn a huge amount. Put them in better stead, I think, for 2011 than if they'd just cruised another, Tri-Nations.
Well, that's exactly the point. It's just like I sort of feel that the All Blacks now are sort of like have got in such a way they've got a bit of a clean slate. To actually lay some foundation work, like for now, building up to the World Cup. And this autumn test series is quite critical. Like, you know, there's a few questions that have been asked about the management of their structure.
And they've changed their roles?
And they've changed their roles, so, you know, that's taken a little bit of pressure off.
Do you think that's come from the players, or it's come from the management decided to do it themselves, or...?
I think all of those, but I think probably more has come from the public, because there were concerns that a lot of people were. I'll give you an example. Well, if you were in the England management, you're one of the great England midfield backs. Would England forwards would England forwards listen to you coaching with the England forward pack?
The England forwards never listen to me. Never. No, you know, would they listen to me?
Would they listen? Would they actually listen to you? Would they know the technical aspects? Because we've actually got problems.
I don't know the technical aspects. The one time
we've got problems with line-outs at the moment, and that's a grave concern.
The one time
I know you know a lot about the game, but I don't think you know the technical aspects of how to win a line-out against opposition.
No.
Against South Africa.
I know nothing about scrimmaging.
Yes, it's that sort of aspect, and I think that's probably why.
It'd be interesting, but I think there's still that view in New Zealand, isn't there, that the All Blacks have got to be the best side in the world all the time, and it's unrealistic. And I also think, with professionalism, the whole ground has shifted. I think the Blacks used to have, and you look over the day, they've been the dominant team, the great team in World Rugby, and they have. But since it's gone professional, I think a lot of the advantages are moving away from New Zealand in terms of that dominance, as everyone else is professional.
Yeah.
And I also think, you know, there's that idea that more and more players will get picked off to come up here.
The lure of the pound is one of those things that actually is an attraction, as it was with me when I first came up here. But it was.
And you were worth every penny.
Well, yeah, I feel I was.
But they were like Dan's just had a sabbatical.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is fair enough. But once that door's just been opened, you think, you know, it's a threat for New Zealand. And I think how they get their mind around the fact. I don't think they will dominate for the decades that they're used to.
Well, isn't that the great thing? It's like it's great in the aspects of that where there's someone setting a benchmark regardless of whether we're winning or losing. But the All Blacks are always, who do you want to play against? You know, you look at for example against Italy. You know, what's the San Siro
sold out. Bloody incredible.
80,000 people.
Yeah,
so there's a positive thing in that.
And as an All Black to be able to say, I played at the San Siro and lost.
Yeah.
Is amazing. Unlikely.
They won't like that.
No. It's a joke.
Yeah.
But no, I think that is testament to the brand is still
the
best in the world.
It's still strong, but and the great thing, because what I always like, I don't want to see, and World Cup's coming, 15, 20 years' time. I don't want to go and see World Cup games 135 points. It's great being involved in a game against Japan. We beat them 145. Yeah. We don't want to see that.
No.
What we want to see is games. Look at the last World Cup here, where we saw Fiji in the quarterfinals nearly knocked out South Africa. You look at England. England shouldn't have got through. I sort of felt they shouldn't have got through to the final. But the best thing that happened for them is that they lost. They got slaughtered by South Africa. It grounded them. And what we want to do is get 12, 13, 14 sides that are going to be really competitive, and so that we can't predict who's actually going to win the World Cup.
No,
everyone's predicting New Zealand are going to win the World Cup in 2003. Look what happened there. 2007 we were supposed to win. It was already in the trophy. It was already in the trophy cabinet.
We'll talk about that next week. Just a quick prediction. Yeah, you can't stop that. Quick prediction for Tokyo.
Tokyo, I feel, it's going to be really.
It's a fairly short answer.
Well, it's a concern because my first question is why they're playing it. Because obviously it's a money game. It's not a Bledisloe Cup game, so it's really about setting your stall out now before they come north. And really, I just think it doesn't matter if they win or lose.
Prediction for the game. Come on, don't give me that. It doesn't matter whether they win or lose. It's the Aussies.
I think Australia will win.
See you next week.
You said this was on New Zealand TV. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. Was this the Aussie website?
No,